So after the fall of Noah Savings and Investment Company, I I decided to major in training and signal provision. And I've been training people and of course content creation. So it was after that time I started my TikTok page, and I took my YouTube account more serious, making videos and getting more traction. So that's what I've majored on ever since then. And it has been a peaceful journey for me, but very challenging, because at the time I I went I went broke after the after Noah Savings and Investment Company collapsed. Of course, I was also using my money to pay people. I went broke. Things went very, very bad for me, and I I even I even tried to associate with some brokers, or even should I use say get back to some brokers that I used to refer people I used to work with as an IB, try to get offers and how I can grow again, but I never got any of that. Brokers that have made over $100,000 for, the brokers have made over $50,000 for, none of them was able to help. So um, I I was downcasted. I was totally down, for like everything was terrible. It hurts. It did. So like I said in the last video, I was able to comport myself not to commit suicide, but the thought of it came on several occasions. The thought of leaving town and all of those things, all of those thoughts came. Even people who actually suggested I leave town, I run away. At this time, I I was already married, was with my wife. So when I told her that I want to leave town, she said to where and for how long. This was a very difficult question. First question, to where, okay, if I can tell her where. The next question is for how long, which I couldn't tell. So I had to stay and face the challenge, and I've just been, it was just that way. So it was at the end of that year, 2021, that I decided to put all my experience that's of the past 3 years into writing, and that was how I wrote Trading Without Tears. I was actually in tears when I wrote that book, and I made lots of recommendations, the things I did wrong. If you have read that book, you know that I wasn't sugarcoating anything. I was very, very brutal in the things I said. I mentioned the name of the broker that ruined my life and business. I told people how to avoid such experiences, and the book was, I would say it was an emotional book for me. I would like to say it that way. Even last year when I tried reading the book, I felt emotional, because I remember the things I was going through as at the time I wrote the book. So um that was when I wrote the book Trading Without Tears, and it has been a great book so far. And when I released the book was when I knew that there were several people also going through issues, and many people read the book and they reached out to me to say thank you. Some people were at the verge of making mistakes, and they learned what not to do from the book. And I've just been receiving lots of testimonials, lots of appreciations from the book. So if you have not read the book Trading Without It, I strongly recommend you go read it. It's a great book, and it's one I would recommend for anybody, anywhere, to read it and understand what you ought to do. It's a great start. If you're a total novice about trading, it's a great start. You know what to do. When your first time of getting into the Forex industry, a lot of thoughts comes to your mind, a lot of things you feel you can do, a lot of ideas, a lot of suggestions. So from my experience, I'm able to make recommendations. This idea has this part that looks shiny, but it also has this part that is very terrible. So I'm able to compare ideas and tell people what to do and what not to do. So it's a great start. I recommend it for anybody. So you should go get the book Trading Without Tears. So in the next video, I'm going to share the moral lessons I've learned from this journey in Forex trading, the things that I learned the hard way, and my tips and recommendations for you. So ensure you stay tuned.